Looking for a fast-charging, ultra-responsive stylus for your iPad? Meet the 2X Fast Charge Active Stylus Pen, designed for 2018 to 2025 Apple iPads. Take your creativity and productivity to the next level. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
Mum chillingly predicted her death before she was brutally murdered by her partner. A mum whose ex-partner murdered her allegedly predicted her death after she learned of his violent past. Samantha Varley, 44, died after her former partner, 54-year-old Warren Spence, attacked her with a hammer and bit her like an animal. In a vicious, sustained, and gratuitous assault at MS Varley's home, Spence inflicted 85 separate injuries on the mum in Leeds, West Yorkshire, before hiding her body under a duvet. MS Varley made a request under Clare's Law to learn about Spence's previous history of abuse. Clare's Law was introduced in England and Wales to give people the right to make an application to the police requesting information about a current or ex-partner due to worry about past abuse. What MS Varley discovered resulted in her predicting her own death, a court heard. Spence had subjected 3 previous partners to domestic abuse over a period of 20 years. After making the discovery, MS Varley told a friend, "It felt like I was reading about myself." Spence, who was convicted of murder after a trial, was jailed for life and ordered to serve a minimum term of 24 years in custody. Friends of MS Varley yelled at Spence as he was led to the cells at Leeds Crown Court. Mr. Justice Cotter told the court how MS Varley was regularly beaten and controlled by Spence in the months before her death. On November 25, 2024, Metro launched This Is Not Right, a year-long campaign to address the relentless epidemic of violence against women. With the help of our partners at Women's Aid, This Is Not Right aims to shine a light on the sheer scale of this national emergency. You can find more articles here, and if you want to share your story with us, you can send us an email at va@metro.co.uk. Read more. She suffered 25 complete rib fractures and horrific injuries to her hips, shoulder, back, skull, and head after being killed on February 8, 2024. Mr. Justice Cotter told Spence his previous partners may now consider them fortunate to have escaped alive from a relationship with you. He said, "You brutally attacked her in what was her home, just as you had seriously attacked her and other partners before. You are a very violent, manipulative, and controlling man who has been a danger to women for many years." MS Varley was discovered lying face down on her bed, with blood under her head at her home in the Hare Hills area of Leeds. A post-mortem found she had suffered human bite marks on her forearm, shin, and wrist, injuries consistent with hammer blows and being stamped on with extreme force. There were bald patches on her head from where her hair had been torn out. Police were alerted on February 12, 2024, after receiving a 999 call from a concerned relative who told how she had not seen her for a few days. Spence was arrested 70 miles away in Scarborough, North Yorks, after giving false details to police. They had begun dating 6 months before her death, but that MS Varley was soon subjected to abuse, including being grabbed by the throat if she left for more than 10 minutes. She appeared in public with black eyes and had reached out for help, but struggled to escape because of her dependency on drugs. Mr. Justice Cotter told Spence that MS Varley was able to predict her own death at your hands, adding, "The tragic reality, given her addiction, is that she didn't have the ability to escape from you. She was also frightened for the safety of others given your threats to harm her family. She knew during this sustained assault she was being savagely beaten by a man who had flipped, and she well knew you were capable. She must have suffered significantly prior to her death." Spence, who has 29 convictions for 57 offenses, refused to accept being found guilty by jurors at a trial. Jamie Hill, defending, said, 14 months after the event, and drug-free, Mr. Spence presents as a different person to the person who was living that life in Leeds. He's a man who presents no trouble to the prison authorities, and the skills he learned as a much younger man have allowed him to take on a responsible role within the prison. He is essentially getting his head down and accepts that he is potentially going to be there for the rest of his life. Get in touch with our news team by emailing us at webnews@metro.co.uk. For more stories like this, check our news page. Error. More, primary school teacher banned for turning up to class drunk. Error. More, 4 people attacked at random by man with a knife in Birmingham. Error. More, former Labour MP who punched a constituent appears on morning TV with alcohol tag. Never miss the biggest stories with breaking news alerts in your inbox. This site is protected by Ray CAPTCHA and the Google privacy policy and terms of service apply. Your information will be used in line with our privacy policy.